Here with Jyshawn Jackson after the game Saturday against Monroe area, his senior day game. And Jyshawn, it may not have ended the way you wanted to on the scoreboard, but your defense forced 5 turnovers on the day. Just talk about the effort that you guys were playing with. You know, you guys didn't quit all the way up into the end. Didn't matter what the score was.
Yeah, all week we just want to prepare the right way. Our goal is to get 3 turnovers game, so that's what we just try to hone in on as a group. We just try to play as a unit. You know, if everybody come together on the defense, you know, we can be great, and we can see what it can do, what we can become when we just play as a unit. So we want to cause as much turnovers as we can and get off the field and get the offense back the ball. We know if we get the offense back the ball, they can be special. So that's what we try to do. And
talk about your experience here at the Apprentice School. 4 years. You know, your season comes to a close next week at the Neptune Bowl. Just talk about what this experience over the last 4 years has meant to you.
It meant a lot. You know, it can grow you as a young man to make you prepare to be a man. You know, prepare you for life, prepare you to, you know, bills, you know, all that stuff. Just you got to grow up fast, so you got to learn fast. You got to play, you know, you got to play right away. You know, it mature you fast, you know, as a young man to become a grown man. So, you know, it's not for weak people. You know, if you coming in here, you have to be ready. You got to have a different type of mindset. And it was fun, you know, and I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't, you know, replace it for anything, you know.
You got one more next week, Neptune Bowl. Talk about what you guys are going to have to do to be able to get the win, hoist the trophy for the second time in the Neptune Bowl's history, and go out on a win.
Captain's got to pull everybody along. You know, we got to play as a group, play fast, play strong, and we'll get the win. You know, we know what our offense is capable of doing, so again, we just got to keep causing turnovers on defense, get them back the ball, and we'll be victorious.
Here with Vince Brown after a senior day loss to Monroe. Coach, not the result you guys wanted, but I want to start by talking about your defense. Forced 5 turnovers on the day, and really seemed to be the better side of the football for your team today. Just talk about what you saw from them and the effort that you saw from that defensive side.
Well, thank you, Walker. Not the result that we wanted today, but hats off to our senior class. I mean, they have one more. They're part of a winning tradition. We just couldn't get it going today. You know, I actually want to start there. We couldn't get it rolling on offense today. It was tough. We've been able to move some guys around, but we need to get up on a team like that. We can't score on ourselves, right? So it's way too many turnovers. Hats off to the defensive staff, man. They've been coming together. They've been growing. Coach Paul Massey, Coach Lyndon Trail, they had the front line when it comes to our defense, and then Coach Sean Fauntleroy, you know, and Coach Sean Way in his first year. Those guys really bit down and took the task and the job at hand a couple weeks ago, actually, to say, hey, let's continue to build. Let's continue to do the things we need to do to get better. So hats off to them. 5 turnovers. It really gave us an opportunity. We just could not get the ball in the end zone today, and way too many turnovers.
Well, you talk about the offense. There were points where your team moved the ball extremely well, got some big plays, got chunk plays. Like you mentioned, just couldn't get it into the end zone. Just talk about, you know, the times that they were playing well, what you saw from them, and then what Monroe did to kind of slow down the offense as they got closer to the rim.
Well, we knew Monroe was going to be stout up front in their interior line with their defensive line and their linebackers. They didn't blitz as much as we expected. They kind of waited and let their D-line work. They knew we were kind of down on men on the offensive line, so they let their linebackers kind of creep. And we had some opportunities, but we have to block a little bit longer. We have to block better, right? We have to give our quarterbacks time to throw the ball. And then our quarterbacks, he got a little chippy in there, so he's moving around, and, hey, you can't blame him. And so we turned the ball over a couple times. We can't have those turnovers. When we were able to move the ball, you see our offense is able to get to the spots that they know how to get to, and our receivers. But we dropped some wide open passes this week as well. But it all starts with practice, having everybody at practice, having everybody on the same page. The offensive staff always does a great job in preparing. Now the players have to go out there and execute.
You talked about your senior class of 6, and we mentioned it in the pregame interview, but just talk about, you know, getting to honor them in the pregame ceremony and what you hope to be able to do next week to send them out on a good note.
Well, like I said before, Walker, those guys are the pillars of the program that we have built. we're no longer the kick around program or the homecoming game. We're respected in this area and in the D3 world. So for those guys, it's words can't describe how I feel about those guys. Like I said, I recruited a lot of those guys as well. Some guys made it through, some guys didn't. And for the ones who have made it through, they are part of history, right? They've built this thing, and now we need our freshmen and our juniors, sophomores coming up next year to kind of take that pole and run with it, right? Take that, continue to run that race. So I'm proud of those guys. I'm glad they get another game. And so we're going to go out. We're going to prepare the way we always prepare. We'll be ready to go and ready to go out and have a great Neptune Bowl.
And you talk about the Neptune Bowl next week. You know, what do you want to see from your guys, not only to finish out the season, but also to start the preparations for 25? Because as soon as that 60 minutes is over, the off season for 25 gets started.
It never stops, right? So the main focus, as you said, it's been a long, grueling season, especially with what our guys do. But they sign up for it. They're built to be builders strong, to be leaders, and that's what we going to continue to push. So leaders have to go through some adversity and find their way through. We can't look to the left and the right. Leaders have to step up in the face of adversity. It's going to be a great event. I'm proud that I'm proud that we were able to go over 500 to be able to go to this game and compete and give them another opportunity. And that's what it was really about. I want them to go out on top, go out, have fun, but we got to prepare the right way. We know Atlantis is going to be coached up. They're going to have some of the similar athletes. And so in order for us to win that game, we need everybody to be at practice, do their job, and take care of their business.
Appreciate the time, Coach. We'll talk next week.
Thank you, Walker.